Before we start the session, I would like to welcome our very special guest, Dr. Mariana Pinto da Costa. She is the chair of the early career section in the WPA, and she came to give us her support, and she brought a lot of opportunities. So, welcome, Mariana.
So good morning, everyone. It's very nice to be here today with you in Tunisia. It's my first time in Tunisia, and unfortunately it will be a very short and intense time because I'm leaving in 24 hours. But I'm really grateful for the invitation to contribute to such an interesting conference, and I'm quite happy to see that early career psychiatrists are contributing so intensely. So first of all, I want to make an introduction about what is exactly that I'm covering in my talk today. So I'm going to speak about opportunities for early career psychiatrists that can come from the World Psychiatry Association section of early career psychiatrists. But before I actually tell you which opportunities are out there, I would like to start by asking you about why do you think opportunities are in general important in life? Because as you know, there are inequalities, and inequalities start at birth. And the fact that some people have access to some type of education or not can have a lot of consequences in the future, as you can see. Possibly not that dichotomically, and possibly not that irreversibly, but still, like, access to opportunities is important, and it's quite consensual. So in psychiatry and in the professional development, why opportunities are important? First of all, they are important because they help you to promote your career advancement. So try to see what are the fields that you like the most. You can learn how to treat patients, you can learn what are the treatments available, and basically increase your knowledge and become more expert. Then, of course, the fact that you have access to more opportunities will make you more connected. You will meet more renowned professors, some of them here today just sharing the stage with me, with whom you can learn more. They can give you more opportunities to work, to meet other people, and to be part of other occasions. So you reach new audiences and you reach to new people, both sharing knowledge in terms of you learning new things, but also teaching them other things, which is what sharing knowledge is all about. And then, of course, there is the personal reward and satisfaction. So today I'm quite pleased to be here. That's like an honest personal remark. At the same time that sometimes you can earn money by doing different types of contributions in your career. Of course, you can get prestige, fame, and get new friends in different parts of the world. So before I proceed this presentation in terms of what exactly are the opportunities coming from the section, I want to ask you a question. So does anyone know what these Chinese characters mean? No? No one fluent in Mandarin here in the audience? So interestingly, individually these characters mean danger and possibility, but together they stand for the word challenge that is so frequent nowadays. And it's very important that us as psychiatrists and us as early career psychiatrists are adaptive to overcome and to face these challenges. So when you're in the early stages of your career, some of you may still be psychiatry trainees and start thinking, what are you going to do next? And I'm going to present you a list of options of what happens when some people finish residency. And the options are quite varied, as you can see. Some of them decide to be the most responsible physician ever. Others just like plan a trip to Thailand or get married or finally get a life, which is the case for some people. So the situation nowadays in the world and in society is changing a bit, and in some countries they are cutting salaries. So that's a reality that some countries face. And by the way, that was my invoice from my hospital in Portugal. Let's not really speak much about that. And some people are not happy with their conditions and they manifest in strikes, and there are several countries where junior doctors have expressed strikes and they have not been very happy. So some people think about studying abroad, either for a master or for a PhD, and others eventually even decide to work abroad and brain training. And I've spoken already during the coffee break with some of you that just came back from other countries to resettle and work from Tunisia. Some of you are currently working in other places. So this migration flow and the expertise that we can acquire by professional experiences in other places can be quite valuable. So before you decide what exactly you are going to do with your own life, I'm going to present you what are the opportunities that you can benefit from the Early Career Psychiatry section of the World Psychiatry Association. So basically, we are representing both psychiatry trainees and early career psychiatrists across the world. And the board has 8 people, and each of us is responsible for a region in the world in terms of spreading opportunities and also engaging with you, basically. So who can become a member? So according to WPA definition, early career psychiatrist includes both people that are doing the training, so the so-called psychiatry trainees or psychiatry residents, and also those that have already finished the psychiatry training in the last 7 years. So if you finished your training already and it's not yet more than 7 years, you can apply to become a section member. So you can see that we have members throughout the world. Maybe you can't spot that that well, but we do, and we are expanding. And you can see the differences. So of course we have regions of the world where we have more members and others left. So what about our section members from Tunisia? That is something that I'm really willing to change after this talk today. How many people do you think we have as members of the section currently? Zero. You're so positive. Well, actually you're very realist, but it's not that bad. We only have one member, Dr. Amin Largo. It's only one, it's very good, but it's only one. And I hope after this talk today, all of you apply to become members of the section, because it's great to be involved, and you can see how you can do that. So what are we doing throughout the year? So basically, throughout the year, we have section newsletter. We have 4 newsletters covering different opportunities that psychiatry trainees and early career psychiatrists can apply. And these range from leadership courses, research prizes, travel grants to apply to different congresses in different regions of the world, and also articles sharing events. And I'm aware that the next newsletter of the section will have an article exactly covering this conference in these days. So it will be great to have it spread and you have the opportunity to read it. We also do presentations at international conferences and also national conferences in collaboration with our section members. And even if in Tunisia we only have 1 member, that's already quite successful, and here I am today. You also have the opportunity to, of course, meet senior people and collaborate more. And in terms of our oral presentations, our main priorities are in 2 different types of congresses. So first of all, it's the World Congress of Early Career Psychiatrists. So in each of our mandates are of 3 years, and the new board just started the mandate in October this year, so we are going to finish in 2020. And every 3 years, we organize one conference, which is worldwide for early career psychiatrists across the world. And the last time was in Athens in 2016, where we had like different people collaborating, possibly, I think some of you attended, if I remember correctly. And another important initiative that we contribute much to is the World Congress of Psychiatry. This year was in Berlin, so we had like different sessions, workshops, symposiums, more informal sessions like Meet the Expert, where, for example, this year we had Professor Sartorius speaking one-to-one very kindly and very close to trainees, sharing what was his personal experience in different moments of his life. So the format of these sessions sometimes is a bit more informal and it can be quite inspirational, and I definitely would recommend you to attend to. We also do publications, so this was in the last Word article we published on the Association of Early Career Psychiatrists Worldwide on different topics. We also have a comment on the Lancet Psychiatry about editorial training models for early career psychiatrists. And I'm very keen, I haven't put today in the presentation, but some of you may have read the Commission for the Future of Psychiatry from WPA and the Lancet Psychiatry. It's a very big document, it takes some time to be read, but I'm happy to tell you that we as the section board wrote a letter which is going to be published in the next upcoming edition of the Lancet Psychiatry. So we are active and we are expressing our views in different formats. So how can you join the section? So what do you need to do to become a member? So first you can go to the WPA website and search for the Early Career Psychiatrist webpage. And then there's a link where you can fill a preliminary registration form where you just put like your basic details, but Amin can share with you how we did it. And then basically you just add a short CV and a motivation letter that you should send by email to our secretary and copying to our Gmail account. So you see it's very straightforward, very easy. I'm sure that tomorrow when you're still like resettling from these days, it will be a great activity for a Sunday afternoon. So once you become a member, how will you keep updated with everything you do? So you will receive emails from our mailing list where we share different opportunities, and you may attend conferences, you may have travel runs, you may speak with other colleagues that you still don't know yet, because we're frequently approached to contribute to symposiums in different congresses, and we basically put people together to speak in a topic they are interested. So that happens quite often. You will also receive the newsletter, which I've just described you about, and you can contribute to future projects, and we have a couple of them that I'm not going to speak today much in depth, but these are either research projects on different topics, and also we have been speaking already on setting up an exchange program in the umbrella of the section of the World Psychiatry Association. So it may happen that potentially you can collaborate to setting up this type of exchange program, or eventually you could even like participate in it. So let's see how it goes. Of course, meanwhile, you can follow us in the website. We also have a Facebook page, which you have the details over here, and we also have a Twitter account. So if you're a user in Twitter and you want to tweet about this talk today, this is our Twitter details. So basically, as you can see, we're quite active. We are privileged to be a section of the World Psychiatry Association, which represents actually 200,000 of psychiatrists in the world. So we are very keen in establishing more contacts and having more members from different countries of the world that are early career psychiatrists, because in the future we will actually be the middle career and the late career psychiatrists, so there's a lot of place to move on to. So I'm sure by the end of this presentation, it's quite clear to all of you that we are engaging, that we are democratic, that we are independent, ambitious, and united. So we look forward to have you in. Thank you for your attention. Are there any questions? Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. I'd like to ask about, I am a first year medical resident in family medicine. So I said first year resident in family medicine, and I'm really interested in psychiatry. So can I join the WPA, or is it just for early career psychiatry?
Well, that's actually a very good question. This year we had some discussions about collaborating with early career professionals from other specialities because there were some people from WONCA that expressed interest in collaborating with us. So we're still in the process of discussing, but it's possible that we will have other type of formats of collaboration, not restricted to professionals in the psychiatry field. So I recommend you to stay tuned with our website and see how we can move forward. Or otherwise, if you have more specific proposals or questions, this is my email, so feel free to drop me a line.
Thank you. You're late. You're late. You can.
Last question.
The last question, please.
Thank you. So I have a question. You mentioned in your presentation that the early career psychiatrist is independent. So I want to ask you about a question about the relationship with the WPA itself, and how are you able to maintain your independence as early career psychiatrists with the older psychiatrists and the older psychiatric national associations in every country? How is the relationship going on? Thank you.
Well, so that's also part of the process, you know, because when you're in a section and you're in your early years of your career, it's also quite interesting to learn how you can keep being independent at the same time collaborating with the relevant bodies. So of course we are independent in the remit of many of the things that we do and the messages that we convey, but of course we are within the WPA remit. There are a lot of collaborations that need approval from the whole WPA board, but I think the collaboration and our work is very smooth, and it's been like a very enriching experience. So I would recommend you to have it in different areas of your life, either WPA or in other organizations.